Да, będziesz kupić okazję Hello Chat. Agora se streama. Eu vou te repetir agora para Hello Chat, agora se streama.
Aí eu programa, dá pra ver as filmagens.
Dois discussão pós na assim, quantos não, velho?
Niin, ja jos on jollakin Voi miesto tie, evo, jesi. Kaj ćeš jedno ovdje uta. Vidimo. Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Okay, guys, we're gonna start in around 5 minutes. So, yeah, just be patient a little bit more. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to demo day of the Bird Incubator 2025-2026. My name is Nika. I'm the project manager here at Bird, and I'm your host for tonight. We have an exciting night ahead. 11 startup teams are about to pitch you what they've been building over the past 6 months. So before we get into the pitches, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors and our partners who made tonight possible. So, Orca, Telemark, and Valamar, please a round of applause. Also, a thank you to Envision Ventures, who will be providing a minimum investment of 50,000 euros into one of tonight's top 3 teams as they enter Bird's acceleration programs. And a big thank you to our partner Daytona for providing $50,000 in platinum credits for top 3 teams to build and scale on. So, without further ado, it's time to introduce our jury. We have 5 incredible people joining us tonight to evaluate the teams. So, Monica Mikas from Envision Ventures, founder and managing partner at Envision Ventures, investing in startups across Croatia and the SEC region. Tomislav Krolo, COO at Orca, leading FPV and remote reality technology company based in Osijek, Croatia. Vedran Hrgović, Executive Director of Marketing at Telemark Croatia. Felix Kendrović, Head of Data Analytics and AI at Palamat. And Borna Berak, Senior Staff Product Marketing Manager at Daytona, where he leads partnerships, go-to-market, and their startup program. Thank you all for being here tonight. So, let me quickly explain how the evaluation tonight is going to work. So, each jury member has a scorecard with 5 criteria, each scored from 1 to 5. The 5 criteria are problem clarity and relevance. So, how clearly is the problem defined and how relevant is it? The second criteria is solution and value proposition. So, strength, clarity, and differentiation of what they've built. The third one is market and scalability. Do they understand their market and can this grow? Then execution and feasibility. How realistic is the plan and is there any traction so far? Finally, the pitch quality. Structure, storytelling, and delivery. The maximum score per startup is 25 points, and at the end of all pitches, we'll tally everything up and announce the top 3 teams. Okay, a quick word for our founders. Each team has exactly 3 minutes to pitch. After that, the jury will have 5 minutes for questions. You'll be able to see your time on the screen in front of you, so keep an eye on it. This is the screen. 3 minutes goes fast, make every second count. Our first team up is Sino. They're tackling something we've all experienced. You sit down to watch something and 30 minutes later, you're still scrolling. Sino replaces that with personalized recommendations across all your streaming platforms. So please, a big round of applause for the Sino team.
Hello everyone, my name is Luca. I'm one of the co-founders of Sino, and I'm here to present you our platform. So, but before I do that, I want to present you a little story. Imagine yourselves having a long week, coming home from a long week's work on a Friday night, wanting to relax by watching a movie. You grab some snacks, you sit on the couch, and ask yourself the hardest question of the evening. What do I watch? Then you open up Netflix, you scroll for a bit, you don't find anything, then you go to HBO Max, maybe Hulu, still nothing, and end up wasting 20 minutes just on scrolling, just to end up rewatching the same movie for the 5th time. Well, believe it or not, a lot of people have been there, me included. Because an average person can spend up to 110 plus hours a week just scrolling away trying to find something to watch. That's why we created Sino, to give you one centralized place to find, to track and discover all the movies you want. So how does Sino work? Well, first and foremost, Sino will give you recommendations based on your unique movie taste. The more you interact with Sino, the more he will learn from you. It will also let you save, track, and curate your own watch lists that stay synced across multiple devices. Let's say you want to watch a movie with your friends and family, but you can't agree on movie to watch. Sino has a cool feature called Watch Together that lets you create a room with those people, but each person picks a few movies they want to watch, and Sino, using AI, will give you a perfect fit for groups' combined taste. We are creating Sino for a world that's already here, and we have estimated that around 320 million people globally are actively looking for discovery solutions like Sino. And we are looking to capture the initial 10 million on the European market. So, why pick Sino? Because Sino helps you decide. Not only browse, but decide the movie you actually love, not because it's popular. So, Sino works on a freemium plan, with a free plan for more casual users and an affordable premium plan for more power users. The more we grow, the more worth we are seeing by partnering up with cinemas, streaming, and broadcasting platforms to help them better understand their audience and demand. I'm happy to announce that officially as of last week, we have launched Sino Beta that has marked another huge milestone and has helped us take a step forward into placing Sino as a go-to discovery platform. So, what are we looking for? We are still in the early phase, looking for early adopters, and we are still looking for mentors, partners, and industry connections to help us elevate our product even further. We are also open for future investment conversations. So, this is us, a few students who are actively and passionately looking for movies, and we don't view Sino as another movie platform, but as a way movie experience should feel in the future. Thank you for your time.
Okay, now the jury has 5 minutes for the questions. The microphone is here, but whoever wants to ask first, and I can pass the microphone around.
Should Sino be connected? It's working.
It's working.
Should Sino be connected like with Netflix and I'll already know my Netflix or HBO and I know like what I'm watching?
Well, currently not, but we definitely want to partner up with them because we don't want you to waste time on adding the same movies you already watched. We want to take the movies you already watched and read it, so you kind of skip that process. But currently now you'll have to edit yourself. That is definitely the way we want to go.
Okay, one question from my own personal perspective as a movie buff. Okay, for instance, I really enjoy movies from Jim Jarmusch and Aki Kaurismäki. How can you help me find similar movies?
Currently we have like at the beginning we'll let you pick a few movies you like, and every time you interact, we ask you to rate a movie. And based on that rating, that is also taken into consideration if you liked it or not, and that's one of the ways Sino will try to give you similar movies based on those characteristics. Based on genres, the actors, keywords, etc.
Did you consider to use something else than rating for feature engineering to use to make some predictions?
Well, yeah, there's definitely a lot of conversation towards that. We are also, we're actually improving the site each day. That's one of the questions I'll rather leave our CTA to answer, so if you want to connect with us later. But yeah, this is like currently the main thing we're using.
Could you explain a little bit more how is it different in comparison with the recommendations from Netflix or other content platforms?
Yes, so basically with Netflix, the problem is that Netflix doesn't know what you actually watch on different platforms. So if you watch something on Netflix, you will know only what you watched on that site. So we try to bring everything together, not include like what you watch in cinemas maybe, what you watch in TV, that Netflix doesn't know that. So we try to combine everything so it's all centralized in one place, and it doesn't matter where the movie is from. Sino will give you recommendations, and under each movie it will show you based on your geolocation if that movie is available, let's say Croatian on Netflix or any other platform.
Allowed to have another question because
Yeah.
we're interested in this. Okay, but you know there are some kind of similar platforms already available, streaming or something. That is like aggregators of all content. So is this the same or?
No, because those platforms usually recommend you. They will actually look at your movie taste, but their priority is to give you popular movies at the time. So let's say you like space movies, it's not going to give you Interstellar. It's firstly going to give you Project Hail Mary, let's say. So it's not based. It's not just based on the newity of it.
And how do you run the recommendations? Is it only based on the movies metadata, or is it based on something else? Like, do you do similarity based on like what similar users?
That's one of the ways. What similar people to you are looking at, what actors you like, what movies they have been in, if that movie is relevant to genre, to your style, because it also creates your movie DNA. You can always look at genres you prefer, what kind of a watcher you are. But there's also one thing called super suggestion. If let's say today you change your mind, you don't want to watch a horror movie, it will let you put in a prompt to say, let's say your feelings, and then it will give you a couple of new movies to watch that's outside of your usual watch list.
Okay, and then your go-to-market is what, like, give it out for free for consumers, and then sell the data to cinemas, like B2C2B, or?
No, so B2C currently, we are in the beta, it's free, everything is free. But when we go official launch, there will be some, like, let's say Watch Together will be locked, and we will limit the number of super suggestions on those. But our main focus of, let's say, earning is B2B, where we want to actually partner up with cinemas, local cinemas, broadcasters, and then we want to like give them data of movies, not usable movies, so they better know like which movies should be put in cinemas longer on which places, and etc.
Any more questions?
So did you manage to compare the recommendations from your system with the recommendations from the Netflix system?
Well, yeah, currently Netflix just gives you like top 10 in Croatia. It does give you recommendations like movies you like, but it's gonna give you movies you already watched and series you already watched. It's not gonna know if you already looked at them or not.
Okay, so this is like hyper personalization from your system. Yeah.
Okay, that will be all for the questions. Oh, yeah, that's your microphone. Luca, thank you so much. It's not easy to be the one to break the ice, so great job, Luca. Now, next up is Medicare. They're building an AI solution that automates medical coding and DRG classification for hospitals. But more about that is you're going to hear from Andrej.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrej, and today we're gonna pull back the curtain on the thing you probably never think about, but it's basically a hidden financial engine that powers up our entire healthcare system. So here we start to wonder when you go to the hospital, how that place is getting funded for incredibly complex and affordable thing. Well, the answer to that question is we're more complicated, and to be honest, we're more fragile than we probably ever imagined. The whole thing hinges on the one simple process which is called medical coding. Now you can think of medical coding like a barcode for medicine. Every single procedure, every single diagnosis, every single lab analysis has got its own code. And this is the only way that hospitals are communicating with insurance companies for their work to get the reimbursement. But right now this process is how people in the know call it in the middle of a global crisis. What's going on so wrong? This process is basically stuck in the 20th century, which means it's purely manual. So someone needs to go through the whole medical documentation of the patient and put the code manually. And there are over 20,000 codes, and you can imagine how prone that is to the mistakes. And when you make a mistake, that means you're missing the code, you're missing the reimbursement from the insurance. That's why we built Medical. Medical is a platform that integrates directly with the information system of the hospital and does the whole coding job for you, with the explanation and the AI supporting the most fast and the most accurate way possible. This is the real case from the hospital that we are working with. And you can see here that only one missed code in secondary diagnosis leads to over 7 points in coefficient score. One coefficient score in Croatia translates to 1,700 euros, which means only for this case, this hospital missed to charge and reimburse over 10,000 K. And there are all thousands of these cases in hospitals. We've noticed revenue uplift in the hospitals that we are working with 20 to 30%, which means more funds for equipment, more funds for doctor, and in the end, better patient care. We are active in 7 hospitals in CE region. We have 2 active pilots in Saudi Arabia and almost 200K in the ARR. Market here is huge. Only in the UK, we spotted almost £2 billion in the missed reimbursement just due to bad coding. Well, all of our competitors are coming from the US. US has got its own codes, US has got its own system, and they have no intention to get into the DRG space where we are working. As said, we are already present in the Middle East and CE region with intention to get to Ireland and Canada next. It's a team of 3 co-founders. All of us has got extensive experience in the startup with a proven traction. We know each other for many years, over 10 years, and all of us are coming from the family of doctors. That's how we spot the issue. And yeah, every single euro that is lost due to bad coding is €1 less for the patient, and we are on the mission to change that. Thank you.
5 minutes for questions.
Yes. Okay, the question, how do you plan to acquire customers? And how long is the sales cycle?
So it's quite fast, to be honest, just because we have a partners. For example, right now we are working in Saudi Arabia, and we are working that through the partners because it's easier for us to get the licenses and everything else. And we are integrating directly to the HIS, which is Hospital Integration System. That's why it's easier for us just to get it as an integration, give them some percentage of the cut, and that's it.
So you said you're not doing EHR integrations. You're just leveraging the partners' networks to get into the system.
Yeah, I mean, we have the standalone app and we have integration to HIS. We are always recommending HIS integration as everything streams fluently into the system. So everything is populated automatically. If you have standalone app, which we also provide as a solution, you have to upload the PDFs, even zip files, even Excel or whatever.
Okay, second question. So even if you find these secondary codes that are missing, who handles the disputes with the insurance companies? Because I'm pretty sure that they will not want to pay into this AI generated, without any proof.
So far our accuracy is over 95%, which means disputes are valid, and they have no even the firm ground to make disputes, because everything from the CDI, which is basically pre-processing, and because with AI it's always rubbish in, rubbish out. And that's why we have pre-processing where we check the documentation, if everything okay, then we have the processing of medical coding, and then we on top of that have the audit process. And then it's always medical coder who needs to click on apply code. That's why we have legal obligation of the coder. And we prepare everything for the next step just to send them to the insurance companies.
Maybe just one question on the market. So how big is the total market that you can access?
So this is very conservatively, actually, this 12 billion, because only in the US it's 3 billion. In the UK it's 2 billion. The UK is also transferring now to the DRG system. In 2 years they have NHS is going to transfer to the DRG because they have this huge leakage. So this is very conservative, 12 billion, but it's basically calculated all the possible hospitals from the DRG market, which is 50,000 hospitals times the average what we can pay, what we can charge, and that's.
What is your monetization?
It's SaaS model. It's SaaS model we are charging to the hospitals based on the bed count. So we calculated the average cases, the bed count, which is 66.25, and then we have our margin, our OPEX, and this is the price that we are charging to hospitals.
Did you do some math? Does it make sense to charge based on the savings?
It does, but that's millions. For example, El Habib Hospital in Sulaiman Habib. I'm sorry, Habib is a UFC fighter. Sulaiman Habib Hospital in the Saudi Arabia, which is the biggest private hospital, has got the revenue of 80 million a month, which means 1 billion. And if we do the savings of 20%, that's 20 million. We cannot charge it.
And I meant you can take a shave some fee of that 20 billion or.
It's technically
right for.
It's technically possible, but you know how rigid our hospital systems are. So basically, if you tell them one month you're gonna save 20 million, we're gonna charge 1 million, and it doesn't fly. We had this idea, to be honest.
Any more questions? There's still more time. Thank you. Next up is Unlocky, smart lockers that make sports equipment available anywhere.
Hi everyone, my name is Ian, and today I want to present you Unlocky, smart locker that makes sports equipment available anywhere. We live in a world of tap and get. You need a ride, you tap. Are you hungry? You tap. Are you bored? You tap. Every part of our day is just a tap away. But what if you want to play sports? Unfortunately, there's no tap to help us play. Let me explain. A kid after school wants to shoot some hoops, but doesn't carry a ball with them. A couple on a walk, they want to play badminton, but they don't carry rackets with them. Father and a son, they want to make memories, they want to play together, but without the equipment, they can't. But What if there is equipment on the court? Fortunately, we have a study that did just that, and it showed 85% more people on the courts. Of course, there are other studies to prove that. And this is why we've created Unlocky. Unlocky, smart lockers that brings equipment right where you play. It requires no wiring, no infrastructure, and no staff. It has 3 steps. Pretty easy. You find the locker, you open the app, and get your equipment. That is it. But to make it bulletproof in the real world, we need 2 things. The hardware, where we partnered up with Alpron to make a rigid metal locker, and software, where after every return, our AI verifies the return. Our business model is pretty simple. We lease it to municipalities, hotels, and resorts. We also apply a small user fee, so it's sustainable over time. All of this isn't just a plan. This Friday, we are launching. In the beginning, we are going to have to do all of the stuff ourselves. But in the long run, we'll have contractors that are going to do this stuff for us. And they're going to help us maintain a city by city. This is a proven model done by other big companies. Our estimated TAM in Croatia alone is 40 million, combining Slovenia and Austria is over 140 million, and the whole Europe over 5 billion. What separates us from the rest is that we are easier to deploy, we are more vandal-proof. With that, we are 100% local, and we are first in this region. Behind all of this is Rocco and I, who've been friends since we were little kids. We've been playing pickup basketball on the streets. This isn't a problem we choose, this is a problem we live. Our ask is 180,000 to scale from 2 to 50 plus lockers. And with Unlocky, we bring smart lockers that make sports equipment available anywhere. Thank you.
Okay, questions?
Why are you better than the others? Why are you more vandal-proof and so what's the difference?
Interestingly enough, the other competitors we've actually tried before we even started this, and we saw the big gaps in their locker, and from the others they had a big thing happens to them, to their infrastructure from software part, security part. They had a big breach. Besides that, the things that
but if somebody, let's play it simple. So if somebody wants to break into the locker and get the stuff up, how can you do it better than they?
No, but that's we're designing the locker. How it's designed. So one of the competitors actually used previously glass. Glass on a court. I mean, you can imagine how that is. Comparing, we use plexiglass, which is more tougher. That's one of comparisons.
How did you secure that equipment will be returned to the locker?
Okay, so when returning the equipment, you need to return the equipment to the locker, close the door, and then you need to take a picture of it. So at the end of every rental, we have an image of what the user last did. And that's what I said previously. We have an AI system that detects and scans. So the user returned the right ball, not a deflated ball, not a stone or anything else.
Because Croats are very creative when it comes to destroy or sell something.
Yes.
I think that in Croatia alone, there's over 600 municipalities and cities. How do you plan to reach all these customers? It takes a lot of sales force.
Yes, but there are also counties which are bigger than them. So we are currently talking with a county, and then they have power in that sense that they can put the lockers there and give with the funding needed for it. So for a bigger city like Zagreb, okay, that's specific. But for smaller towns, smaller municipalities, they have someone above.
What about outside of Croatia?
Well, it's a similar thing. In Austria, there are also counties. But yeah, it's similar thing.
So if I want equipment, it's not up to me to pay for it. I just need to find the place and take the equipment. I need to scan it. So I'm not the one who is paying. You are having contract with the municipalities. So
Municipalities are paying, and you, it's a revenue. It's a sharing model. Just like Nextbike, you have to pay for the bicycle. Yeah, the user fee.
okay, if someone takes the ball and decide not to return it, what do you do then?
So when you pay, we save a credit card, Stripe, and when we know that you stole it, we can charge you the fee.
Okay.
How complicated it is for me as a user to run this? Do I need to like download the app, then create my login account? So is it simple for me, or I really need to put an effort and then have the application, and once I do it, then it's easy probably the next time?
You can do it in 20 seconds. It's pretty simple. Yes, you need to download the app, register, but it is fairly quickly. Even more if you use Google, and then you're fine. So under 20 seconds for sure.
You said do lockers deployed, right?
Yeah, the launch is this Friday.
Okay, and okay, the launch is this Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the forecasted revenue per locker?
Well, that's just our estimate. We don't know, but we are hoping for. It depends, of course, of the location. But the location where we're deploying, we're hoping for around 100 rentals per day.
How much is one rental?
65 cents for now.
Would you say that the equipment is high quality? That I can rent? Who is in charge of that and choosing the right ball for basketball or something like that?
So that's that we agree on with the municipality or whoever we're having a contract. But yeah, there are listed balls that you can have, and then it's all about choosing. Yeah, so we can choose to replace it, or the municipality can choose another equipment.
Okay, that's all for the questions. Thank you. Okay, up next is Whisper, a real-time AI assistant that helps customer support agents during live calls. Let's hear from Whisper.
Hello everyone, my name is Mate and I'm here to talk about Whisper, real-time AI guidance for customer support teams. Let us start off with our protagonist, Anna. She works as a customer support agent and she handles 40 plus calls every single day. And that is 40 calls where she needs to be fast and accurate. And how does that actually look like? Pretty hectic, switching between 6 different tools, Zendesk, Slack, Notion, you name it, every single call. And 4 minutes, 32 seconds in, she still does not have the right answer. And customers churn out with it. Terrible service, 1-star reviews, and refunds and cancellations, which are actually bleeding companies' money. Over 100k euros has been reported over the last year for mid-sized customer support teams. And when you combine Anna and multiply her with other agents, the loss scales very fast. But what if Anna used Whisper? Simply, she would just set it up once, upload her SOPs, and when another call comes in, Whisper auto-loads the caller context. Whenever she needs any assistance, Whisper just gives her the right answer right from the company policy, and Anna stays confident even on hard calls. Like we said, it's not the agent's problem, it's the system's problem. Inconsistent answers, everything being so manual, and no feedback loops for improvement. That is where Whisper hits that here. Whisper is here giving real-time AI guidance that are SOP powered, right for your company policy, not some AI generic answers. And with automatic call intelligence, giving you structured QA-ready notes so you can actually perform and be better on the next call. Now, Whisper is not Zoom, nor Meet, nor another call that you have to juggle. It is a desktop application that sits on top of everything that you use. You set it up once, click on Start Listening, and get instant answers whenever you need them. The call assistance market is fragmented, where Whisper is targeting the real-time assistance one, with 10 billion TAM and growing. Does something like this exist? Yeah, sure, but they are more generalized and they are not made for SOPs, neither they are made for customer support teams. And that is where Whisper is different, being real-time by design, context-aware, and working on any call flow ever. The business model is simple, with a setup fee and a monthly subscription that scales with team sizes. And the roadmap is clear, where we're looking to iterate in 2026 and 2027 and become the leader in the industry. But who am I? Computer engineering student, Deansley student, and with a long track of building AI systems and real-time products. I've taken Whisper to this stage, but I know that I cannot do everything by myself. That is why I'm asking for 75,000 euros to scale Pirates and a go-to-market co-founder, preferably in the niche of customer support. Because every bad support call is a potential customer that you lose. And Whisper makes sure that never happens again. Thank you.
Okay, questions?
So I actually use a similar tool called Caretta. I just went through YC. And one issue I have with them is whenever there's something that is updated in our docs or like internal, documentation, they have to rerun it through their system. It actually costs them a lot of money to rerun it, so they're trying to defer that. So it's not continuous. How do you plan to solve this?
That's actually an excellent question. I haven't known about that. At the top of my mind, something that comes to mind is making the documents more cloud-based so there can be revisions when the company policy gets changed. But that is also something that I should be taking into consideration when building it out more.
And yeah, what about go-to-market? I assume you're looking for a co-founder to do the sales. Have you tried to do any sales yourself?
From my side, it has been mostly through founder-led outreach. So currently I have 2 pilots running with both our smaller dental industry clients. And these are why I have these benchmarks over here from internal testing with them. So from my side, yeah, it was mostly through outreach, but I'm looking for someone who is more into business and sales.
And how will you find that person?
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely from my network that I have built, either here in Bird or either in Zagreb or in Rijeka, I do have some people in mind, but currently it seems to me like maybe I'm too picky, so we'll see about that.
This AI implementation in customer contact centers are a hot topic right now, but how is this different? To big platforms, Zendesk, similar, in big corporations, it's very complex because you're getting the data from the different systems, the sources. How much time does it take to implement this, and how complex is to train the AI to give you the right answers?
Yeah, that's an actual question. Mostly, the vision of Whisper is to save time and not to juggle 50 different tools that agents are already using, but have one centralized place that will have all the answers to any company policies, any complaint files, basically anything that can happen, so an agent can, with a click of a button, get the answer that he needs. About the complexity of training the AI, AI is evolving rapidly every day as we speak, so I believe currently at the state that it's now, I am pretty confident in it and it's doing a very good job, but as we progress into the future, I think it's just going to be better and better.
Okay, your risk is 75,000 euros and a co-founder. But what would be the key milestones after the investment? How do you see that?
Well, definitely would be into expanding the AI infrastructure so we can handle more users and more people, and expanding onto more pilots. My KPI would definitely be 5-ish minimum.
So, me as a customer, I call you, and then your solution is listening to me, to customer and to the agent, and then creating some transcript and generating automatically some answers. It recognizes the question and answer immediately. Okay, did you think about GDPR, something like that? Do you have that in mind? How do you are going to solve these things?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. Definitely what my vision about this is using Whisper as a tool. In the end, it's everything up on the agent. He can choose either if he wants to use it or not. And I believe with the incoming inbound calls, either from customers or someone else, they are always meant to sign either some kind of GDPR or click the check mark where they're talking.
Okay, that's all the time for the questions. Thank you so much, Luka. Okay, team number 5, Jobicus. They're connecting Verify with international blue-collar workers with European employers. Carlo, good luck.
Hello everyone, I'm Karlo Kovacevic, Operations Manager at Jobicus. We are building a platform that connects blue-collar workers looking for jobs in Europe and companies looking for verified workers. So what do we see here? This is a construction worker who paid a broker 2,000 euros to find him a job in Europe, but that broker vanished with the money. Over here is a mechanic who arrived in Europe ready for work, but the job he was promised did not exist. And this is an electrician who signed a contract he couldn't understand. Now his working conditions he's never agreed to. And on the other side, we see an employer who is waiting 3 months to fill in a single position. We see a company who hired a worker who looked great on paper, but on day one, completely different story. And over here is a warehouse who invested time and money into a new hire who vanished after 2 weeks. So there is no transparency, no verification, and no protection. How do we fix this? Jobicus is connecting blue-collar workers and companies directly through our platform, making the whole process transparent, cheaper, faster, and verified. So here's how it works. Workers create and verify their accounts, companies create job posts with specific requirements, and then our AI system matches them based on those criteria. From there, companies initiate contact and invite workers to join interviews, leading them directly to a successful hire. We also have language and culture quizzes that will help workers integrate easier into new environments. Our market opportunity here is 400 million euros. Based on the Croatian market, it's 1.5 million. Our go-to-market starts in Croatia with the networks we're already building. Workers come from sourcing countries through agencies, schools, and local communities. Companies come from direct outreach and government job services, and government institutions provide us with institutional credibility and open doors across borders. Each partner type brings us closer to both sides of the marketplace at once. Workers pay a subscription, which is from our research acceptable for them, as they already pay thousands of euros to brokers to find them a single job. And for companies, our plan with unlimited hiring costs less than a single job post on other platforms. And these other platforms only share job ads. Jobicus goes for providing a whole system for verified hiring, worker preparation, and successful integration. We already secured 130,000 euros from an EU grant and joined the Bird Incubator. We have a clear path from where we are now to becoming the go-to platform for recruitment in Europe. Our team has over a decade of experience in running a business in the manpower industry. We've seen these problems first, and we know exactly how to solve them. We're raising capital before the end of 2026 to capture this opportunity. Let's make it happen together. Thank you.
Questions?
Okay. So how do you plan to reach out to blue-collar workers, let's say from India or Pakistan or Bangladesh? Let's say I'm the one, I'm thinking about coming to Europe, but how will I know about your app?
Yes, well, this is why we're building this whole ecosystem of our partner agencies who are going to bring in their own workers, local communities, schools. For example, we're going to partner up with local schools around the whole world, where when a student finishes school, he gets access to Jobicus for a period of time, for example, free, provided by their school. There are many different ways that we can reach workers through this system.
How do you do the verification of a worker? Because they can lie.
Yes. Okay, so there are two ways that we are going to verify the workers. We have in-app verification and partner agency verification. In-app verifications, we are going to verify their documents and their IDs manually, and such documents like that. We also have skill video verifications, where a worker, for example, if he wants to get a verified mechanic, if he's a mechanic, he can upload a video of himself working a mechanic job. And then we can verify that video that he can indeed work that job. And companies can also check for themselves by going to interviews for our virtual job fairs with the worker, if the worker is somebody that they want to work with. Our partner agencies have a whole system of their worker selection. They do interviews with the workers and they can validate their skills also. And for companies, we also verify the company side. The companies have to provide a certificate of incorporation and similar documents so that we know that the company is legitimate and not just somebody who created an account, registered as a company and started posting job posts for a scam or something like that.
How much you're planning to raise, and what is your expectancy to get the first revenue? Because I guess that nobody's going to pay you until you have certain traction of users that really want to get the jobs. It's a question, how to push the company to pay you 500 euros per month, or I didn't get it, is it a year or a month, while you don't have the database of the workers?
We are going to, hold on just a second. Okay, so these are going to be plans for the companies, but we are going to offer them a couple months free first, so they can get inside the app, see everything that we offer, and they can check for themselves. We will have the database of workers because we already have an agency. We are partnered with many agencies already. We're going to, when we launch, put inside the application, import their own workers. So we will already have some worker database inside that we can verify, that the agency is already verified. So the companies already have something inside, so they can.
But then how can you be sure that agency doesn't cut to the person that is coming like 2,000 euros or whatever they have to pay to come and get a job?
We signed deals with companies, with agencies, for that exact thing, that they can't take money from these workers. And if an agency is going to be fraudulent in any way or trying to scam the workers, we are going to cut the deal and we are going to kick them off the platform.
And what was the ask for the money? How much you're raising?
Okay, we are raising 1 million euros, which is going to be for the first 14 months. With the first 12 months, we are going to be in the Croatian market. After that, we're going to start scaling across Europe. And this is going to be split by salaries and marketing mostly, and app development. Salaries are so high because we are planning to hire many people who are going to help us with everything we need.
So how do you plan to test your solution? How do you know it's working? Do you have some structured system for getting the feedback?
We already spoke with many workers. We held a conference with 203 participants. We explained everything to them, and after that we held a survey asking them, do they understand the main goal, would they recommend to their friends, do they believe it can help with their work problems, and would they want the free access, and they understood everything mostly and agreed that it would help. And for companies, we speak with companies every day through our agency. We introduced them already to our application, and all of them are interested basically in this tool because it will help them a lot.
Okay, but do you have the plan if how to track that in the future? If you get your clients and you want to know how your solution is working, and do you need to make some improvements, something like that?
Yes, it's all going to be, how do I say, trackable within the app. You can track worker progress, his progress in his work, and for companies also we can track all of these things, all of the matchings, how everybody is matching and communicating and working with each other.
Okay, there'll be all the time for the questions.
Thank you.
Okay, Livy is up next, a booking platform that combines PMS and OTA distribution into one system. Laura, here you go.
Hello everyone, my name is Boga. I'm the co-founder of Livy, whose first PMS evolving digital marketplace. Livy actually didn't start only as an idea, but as a client problem. So I run small marketing agency, and we had a client in Istria that wanted to reduce their dependency on Booking.com. So we created a website, we started social media, but we were always missing the booking engine and the payment process. The problem with the host today, because they don't own their demand, they depend on big hotels like Booking and Airbnb. They need to use several different tools like eVisitor, like Stripe, like Excel, like Facebook. And it's confirmed by the article from Stop Automati that they've already started building their direct channel, but there they have a bunch of comments, bunch of inbox messages, and cover everything through Excel or on paper. There comes Livy. Livy is a host operating system with built-in marketing infrastructure. Of course, we'll have, let's call them basic features like calendar sync, booking ahead with 2% commission, AI messaging before, during, and after the stay, payments through Stripe, compliance with, for example, eVisitor, and revenue and dynamic pricing intelligence. And there comes marketing infrastructure. So we wanted to give control back to the host, and with Guest CRM, they can run their automated campaigns, content, AI generate content, and altogether give them direct distribution. On one side, we have hotels like Booking.com and Airbnb, which gives them distribution, and on the other side, we have PMSs like Rentlers, Mobile, Logify. They have all the back office tools, but they don't give them any kind of distribution. Livy ramps that up. The idea of Livy is to grow to supply-driven flywheel, so the host will join, they'll use tools, there comes guests use a tool, and more hosts come. Our go-to-market strategy is through social media influencers, partnerships with tourist boards and communities, and with, as I mentioned, hosts sharing their property link. Market is huge. We plan to focus on Croatian market, where we have more than 650,000 units available. We plan to expand then on Italy, Portugal, Slovenia, and Balkan region. Our business model is monthly SaaS plus 2% commission per booking, and we are pretty often asked, is 2% enough? By the numbers, which are Croatian hosts and Croatian guests, it is possible. Founders, so there's Marko, he brings experience in raising startup investments, and he actually manages the development team, and there comes me with sales and marketing experience. We've launched in March, 1st of March, we have 62 users today, and we plan to complete the product by September, and we're raising to complete the product fully for marketing, for expanding the team. Thank you.
How is this different to Booking or Airbnb?
Booking and Airbnb, first of course, commission, and then secondly, the back office tools to help the host manage their business easily, which now PMS does.
But I guess that the guys in Croatia that are renting on Facebook, they do it because they want to put the cash in their pocket sometimes.
Yeah.
So how are you going to handle that one?
Definitely, but Croatia and EU and so there on the May 25th there comes the new regulative with registration numbers. So the country and the EU are going somewhere to digitalization and fiscalization of that wild market. There always will be some gray area, let's call it, but I don't know who can actually solve that. So if somebody wants to go gray, they will always.
Can you please explain your revenue model in more details? Like how you make money?
First 12 months, it will be free for the host. And then, commission per night. For example, we took that average user has 1.5 unit. When we combine unit with the average stay of guests of 5 nights per stay. We come to the number of nights we need to sell, then divided by the number of guests needed. And through commission of each transaction of booking will take 2% plus VAT period. And of course SaaS. We will charge from 2 to 10 euros per unit.
How do you acquire your customers? It seems for me it would be very demanding to get all of the private ones that are renting their apartments.
So we are going through tourist boards because hosts have they have hosts' attention through social media, through influencers, and through partnerships with communities like host Hrvatska udruga obiteljskog smještaja, for example in Croatia.
And how do you secure distribution for the guys paying you?
You mean?
So like, how do you secure they have their units booked through you?
So we need to book them 2 nights per month to be profitable, and we'll do that through paid ads, through influencers, and they creating their own channel, which I mentioned. So the ones that are sharing their booking their properties on Facebook, they need to go through all these Facebook comments, for example, and inbox, and we'll provide them a tool where they're just going to share their booking link, and the guest will come directly to Levy. And as we heard from the host, they don't care about these 2%, so they would love to use Levy with 2% rather than going through Excel and a bunch of messages.
They'll still have to be on Booking or Facebook?
No. Through social media, but the ones that are already building their channel on Facebook, we'll just provide them a link and a tool to everything be done automatically.
Using some other channels for marketing beside the influencers?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you're publishing links for direct booking through influencers, are you doing some marketing campaigns for them also? Or just
We're doing Google and Meta ads, paid ads, of course.
paid ads?
Yes, definitely.
Any more questions? Okay.
Thank you.
That's it. Okay. And next up is Discount, an all-in-one platform for grocery shopping. Good luck, Jakov.
Hello everyone, glad to see so many faces, old and new. My name is Jakov, and before I present what we are building, I'd like to ask you to imagine something. What does your usual grocery shopping trip look like? To help you picture it, let's take Philip over here. Throughout the week, Philip writes down what he needs on a small piece of paper or maybe on his phone. Then he has to scour one, or most likely multiple catalogs, just to hopefully find the items he needs on a discount. By the time he figured out what to buy and where, he's already wasted so much time and energy and got exactly 0 shopping done. And so it goes week after week after week. But what if there was an app that solved all these problems in the simplest and most intuitive way possible? Presenting Discount, the one solution for all your grocery shopping needs. With access to 1.5 million different products, in over 20 of the biggest fast-moving consumer goods stores all over Croatia, Discount removes the hassle of grocery shopping, saving you precious time you could spend on work or being with your family, while still making sure you get the best deals possible. While other apps are basically glorified digital catalogs, Discount is built with a hands-off approach. Why should you be the one who's constantly looking through catalogs and comparing prices? Discount does it for you. So when the price drops 20, 30, or 50%, you get notified. Grocery shopping takes too much time, too much energy, and frankly costs way too much. And we found that these frustrations aren't just yours. Almost everyone experiences them. That's over 2 million potential users just in Croatia. And to confirm this, we already have hundreds of people on our waitlist just waiting for us to give them access to discount. We're launching the MVP in the following weeks, first to beta testers on the waitlist and then the public. Next steps are securing partnerships with retail chains and banks in the near future to provide data, insight, and promotional opportunities. We're starting off in the Croatian market, and by utilizing multinational chains, are planning to expand over the border to neighboring countries. So once again, my name is Jakov Jakovac, and if you'd like to get involved because you believe in this vision as much as I do, hit me up. Let's build the future of grocery shopping together. Not because it says discount, but because it really is a discount. Thank you.
How are you getting the data about the items? Is this like regular assortment, or are you getting the data from catalogs, promotions from retailers? Because I'm not sure that they are very keen to have the comparisons of prices at one place. I work for the retailers, so I know the story behind it.
Yes, thank you. Great question. So they are regularly obliged to publish the prices of items on the regular cycles that they usually sell. So groceries, drinks, and things like that, publicly on their websites. Currently, it's kind of that data sets are all over the place between different retail chains, but we managed to unify them and normalize them so we can use them in our platform.
This is like data scraping from web, or are you getting the data directly from them?
No. Currently, we're scraping the data from the web, from the CSV they provide. But maybe in the future, we're hoping to partner with them so they provide access to the APIs if they see real value in our product. Thank you.
There was a slide with the B2B and the B2C. Can you explain more about the business model, please?
Yes. So regarding data insights, retail chains often don't see what customers are buying outside their stores. They can only see what customers are buying inside their stores. They can tell why Philip, for example, went to Lidl instead of Consum. That's where discount, since it aggregates all the shopping lists for a user, I can tell in which stores did the user buy which items. And that's what I can provide to those retail chains so they can obtain a larger customer base. For promotional opportunities, we're looking for products that might not sell as well, or that people might not be searching for regularly, don't buy on a regular weekly basis, but still want to try out because they are on a discount, for example. And for consumers, of course, the app is free with additional features, for example, price predictions under a paid subscription.
So have you spoke with any of the big players in the industry, and have you built a business model that could work, like financially?
We're talking to currently to Lidl and Kaufland, but also looking to expand to other retail chains.
And from the first impression from their side, do you think that they could pay enough to make this like work? When you start from Croatia, building the revenues, can you make a sustainable business model that can scale?
Yes, since the actual price of running the app and the infrastructure is really low, the biggest hurdle, let's say, is getting the critical mass that they become interested in. So that's why we're launching the platform for free to get as many users as possible. Once we have the users, they said that they are more than interested to promote themselves through the app, because any communication channel they can get for younger users is very useful to them.
How much you need to raise?
We're not currently raising, we're bootstrapping. We're looking for partnerships and basic guidance and networking for the retail chains.
Okay. There's no more questions. You can continue. Thank you, Jakob.
Thank you.
Our eighth startup today is Smart Hospitality. Smart Hospitality automates guest communication for hotels and campsites. Here you go, Leonard.
Pozdrav svima, ja sam Leonard i co-founder sam Smart Hospitality. Zamislite ovo, imate kamp, uložili ste stotine milijuna eura u njega, i dođe vam gost, dobi ključevi na recepciji i to je to. Ne zna za evente koji se događaju, ne zna gdje može rentati bicikl ili da se događa večeras koncert. A to nije problem recepcije, zato što recepcija jednostavno ima puno posla i ne stigne se javljati na telefon ili odgovarati na poruke i onda gost mora doći. Oh my god. Yes. So the cost of doing nothing is huge. You get lower ratings, you fall on the booking pages, and generally your operations are less efficient. So why Smart Hospitality? We built this solution which automates guest communications across all channels and uses AI to enhance it. So our solution is an AI agent across all the communication channels, which basically makes the whole guest experience better. And we go even a step further. We take all the guest data and we use it for better marketing. So if a guest came and said they want to rent a bike, that means they like sports. So in spring they might get some very specific niche campaign just for them. So that's a direct marketing. And now is the perfect time because AI generally just across all industries is being used even more. And a lot of hospitality executives say that AI is very important for the industry. So the attraction we built, we are in one of the largest campuses in Croatia. It's Montperin. And we are also onboarding 2 more pilots this summer, 2 small hotels. In Montperin, we got great traction. We recorded just this season 10,000 interactions, and we saved a lot of time for this stuff. Our team, we are students from PER and economy, and we also got a great advisory board. These are people who are experts in the industry. So they give us a lot of good advice. We are asking 100,000 euros, which are here to help us grow and expand the market. Thank you. Sorry for studying Croatian. I hope everyone gets.
We understand you. Who is your competitor?
So we got few competition. So there are hospitality apps. They are kind of like backwards. There are CRMs, but to get enough value out of the CRM, you actually gotta have all the data and put it in one place. It's kind of hard, especially for older, like traditional industries like hospitality. There are AI assistant creators, but you gotta come to them with a vision. You gotta have enough resources, time, money, to build something out of the scratch. We are basically just solving all the problems. That's.
Is it like that you need to train AI for every location separately, for every site, or this is like a generic solution for everyone?
No, we don't train it. We basically just go through onboarding. So if you were a hotel, you would just go across all your communication and just make the agent work with what you do. So just get the data inside
You
them.
have some learning like base, which is used as background for the AI
Yeah, it kind of gets better by using
at
it.
the time. Okay.
You're looking to raise 100K. What is the cost structure behind that?
Yeah, so we are in with partners, so we don't have a lot of cost considering that. So this can get me distracted. We don't got a lot of infrastructure costs, but we got a lot of costs through marketing, through gaining clients, because we gotta be at conferences, and so that's the main cost. And the other cost we just transfer to clients.
maybe you've heard of a company called Tunao.
Yeah,
Aren't they like your direct competitor?
Yeah, they're
basically pretty much doing the same thing, right?
so they are kind of in a lot of stuff. So mostly they do CRMs, but they also do AI agents. That's true. They are our competitor, but we are just kind of we create some specific AI agents just for campsites and hotels, which they do not.
Okay, so that's basically a main differentiator. They're just not focused on the campsites and
Yeah, they're kind of focused on basically just creating CRMs, and this part of the communication, it's something we focus on. So that's kind of the differentiator.
What was the first market you want to capture?
First market, it's Croatian market.
Okay, and I know they captured most of the hotel chains. You think that hotel chains would pay for them and also your solution, or?
It's great that they use Tuneo because they have open API, which means that we can just expand. We can sell to those clients because they have an open API, and we can use the data from the guests to create better agents. So.
Got it. Okay.
So, would you say this is chatbot or something like some recommendation system?
So it's an AI agent, and so like a chatbot, yeah. And on top of it, we build stuff like recommendation systems. So a guest comes in and is rents a bike. We capture the data. We create smart profiles from guests. So they even have receptionists to respond better because they have a guest profile for each guest they're talking to. And that guest profile is used to create recommendation systems. For example, the events that are happening, or later for direct marketing initiated by them.
So what you can recommend?
So mostly we've done events. So there are weekly events in hotels, and we recommend those. For example, if there is a family, we recommend to them. If they got a child, we can recommend, and there is a clown show happening. So that's one example.
And so the solution is omni-channel. So you can integrate with mobile app, website, reception.
Yeah, so basically what we are trying to create is a core that's an AI agent, and that can be transferred to every communication channel a hotel or resort might have. So, yeah, that's all the channels. Thank you so much.
This is all the time for the question. Okay, now everybody knows that we're bilingual here. Okay, next up is Project 01, an interactive platform where founders build their startups step by step. Here you go, Vito.
So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not so good with Croatian, so I'm going to stick to English. Hello, everybody. My name is Vito, a co-founder of Project 1, an AI workspace for startup building. Now, all of us here know how the first couple of months of building a startup looks like. Everything is messy, unclear, and constantly changing. As three startup-obsessed friends, we wondered, why does building a startup feel this way? So we went out and conducted over 60 interviews with different founders, investors, and incubators all around the world. And we found out that founders are lost in the process with no clear structure or next steps. Incubators are wasting their time, money, and mentorship hours without knowing which startups are actually moving forward. And investors have no real-time visibility into their startup performance, making it hard to evaluate which startups are actually moving forward. So we asked ourselves, how can we fix this? That's how Project 1 was born. Project 1 is an AI-native workspace where founders build their startups step by step. At the same time, investors and incubators get a real-time visibility into their startup performance. Now, how does it look like? Founders build their startup on a personalized, interactive map that guides them through each key startup phase. On Command Deck, founders set goals, system enters a task, delegates into team members, and predicts how long is it going to take. On Health Check, founders get a full diagnostic, strengths, weaknesses, risks, and how they are performing across each key startup area. On Forecast, the platform predicts how fast the team is moving. Even runs what-if scenarios like what would happen if we delayed the MVP by 2 weeks. And finally, founders get automated reporting with one click based on actual progress and not visual guesses. At the same time, incubators get a cohort-wide view into their startup performance, making it easy to spot who needs help. And investors get real-time visibility into how each of their startups are performing, with report requests and progress tracking, powered by a fine-tuned model they can trust. And does something like this already exist? Sure, there are platforms for project management and investor outlets that actually guide founders and give them real insights to start building. The startup ecosystem is revolving fast. They are switching to AI-powered tools, data-backed decision-making, and deeper involvement with the founders. Who do we sell to? We sell to incubators, investors, and universities based on subscription fees or per cohort fees. And to founders, we offer a freemium model. We are currently building our platform with a launch set in June 2026. And who are these three friends? Our CEO, Antonia, was recognized as one of the best project managers under 30 and one of Tradition's top 30 under 30. She also worked in AI startup incubator. Our CTO, Nora, is building AI agents and winning mathematics competition. She's a two-time national math competitor. And me, Vitomir, the CSO, I worked as a mentor at Youth Business Camp for the past 4 years, and I'm also an author of a published research. We are currently looking for an additional developer to help us actually streamline this after the launch. And with that, we invite you to build your next big idea on Project One. Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so how do you get the data to this platform? For instance, we have a board of directors meeting and we have to prepare a report. And how do you get data, let's say, for the sales for the previous month or quarter?
Excellent question. Basically, as we are targeting first-time founders, to be precise, they are going to come to our platform with their idea and what they actually done about it. When they come, we do give them the best next steps. While they are building their next best steps, they are putting all of that input back into the platform. So when the investor meeting comes, the platform already has all the information that you need and gets your report that is customizable and actually in the standards that you agree with your investor.
But how to really push those founders that are starting and that are messy and have many problems on their head to really fill in that data?
That's a great question. That's what we were talking about from the start. We talked, as I said, we had 60+ interviews plus we tried the MVP. And when people see what it gets to the table, to the first-time founders or the founders who don't know how to do it, it gets easier for them to bring that data in as they actually see it go forward. Am I going to help Steve Jobs, who has already made a platform? No, and we do not target those people. But people we target, they see our value and have been seen.
There's still 3 minutes for questions, so.
Do we know exactly a little bit on the business model? So how much do incubators or others, investors, how much do they pay to have it?
That's a great question. We're going to start with this. For a startup, the plan is to launch with freemium pricing. So basically, per individual, it would be 20. For teams, it would, with more team members, it would be smaller. When we come to actual VCs and the incubators, you have the pricing based on how many startups are in the pool. This is our first pricings until we work it out even more. But what is our actually go-to-market strategy? B2B2C. So basically, when you would come into an incubator like this, they would involve people on Project One. Those first-time founders would work on Project One, getting to all the materials from the incubator, working through it, and they would get it for free because of licensing with the incubators. And afterwards, we would give them 3 months period where they can adjust basically for free and see if they are wanting to use this platform. So basically, as we are getting the business customers, we are also getting customers themselves. And we hope that we are going to get even more customers that are not related to VCs and incubators, that are just working on their own.
Any more questions?
Everything clear?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're almost here. So OnlyPlants is our 10th startup today. They enable health influencers to develop their own dietary supplement line within 14 days. Good luck, Sergey.
brands, we produce supplements, products for the creators. They bring the audience, we handle everything else. Currently, this is the situation, 6 months, 10K, so it's quite hard to get the product. But why it's important for them to get the product is because currently they capture around 10 to 15% through the affiliates. This goes to the brand and retail. Some of that also go to influence marketing. And here we actually enable creators to become brands with own products. This is, and how we doing it? We produce supplements for the creators. They bring an audience, but behind that is data-driven system. 700 botanicals, claims, whatever, but I will not go in details because it's boring. It's quite simple. They bring audience, we design the product, we produce and deliver. And we take the money, attention, trust, and the production. These three things changed. Why? Trust, as we know, semantic web. We know when you're buying something, you need to believe to somebody. Production was decentralized. Attention is the new currency. Who key customers, fitness, creator, trust, beauty, but that this is not a story. These are the current products we already done. This is the Quantusian, and this is the only plant product. And I forgot to put, we also already signed the deal with Garden Brewery. Ready to scale, it's official, everything is placed to scale, next creator can launch fast. Okay, let's talk business.
Answer questions.
Do you plan to raise? And if yes, what do you need money for? What do you need money for?
Wages, because I put all money in the equipment. 600,000 euro.
And do you have any pipeline?
Yes, we have. After NDA, we could discuss. Strong.
So this is a comment and a question.
Yes.
It was a bit confusing, like what exactly are you selling? Where exactly the revenue is coming from? What exactly are you doing? A white label of those products for creators? But it was, for me, it was a bit confusing. I don't know for others.
Okay, what I could tell. So for somebody, it's white label confusing. What we are selling is this, just a second. So we having the software to design the product. Because currently, if you want to get, I will just tell you output.
Let's do it simple. Okay, so there is a customer.
In 50 minutes, I produce the recipes, working order, compliance for the one client. I could, for 50 minutes, calculated cost, find supplier based on this database. So usually people don't ask us because it's too complicated. So I really put it, we have 700 botanicals, with a lot of combination, all the legalization, because we put the knowledge of building these products into the software now. Because if I will have option to buy 100 bottles for 1,500 euro 6 years ago, now I will be much in better shape than I am.
Can you tell us more about the competition?
Actually, there is competition, and this is the beauty of it. We are second mover advantage, but nobody is using the data-driven system. Currently, we talk with Stepan, we call all suppliers who produce white label capsules, and they are talking 500 minimum order. They don't work with organic. This is the beauty thing, and this is the something, if you really give me a second, work with 100% plants. This is the miracle. This is the craft. This is the diamonds. Because what current mechanics, they use the automatic machines. We also use the machine, but special one. You put the dry material in, you get it 65 kilo for the pallet. But we work with the every organic material is different. Aronia is different from nettle. Nettle is different. So this is also part of the craft we specialized in the last 6 years.
Are you doing the drop shipping model or you
Yes, for the one customer we are dealing, he asked us to do the drop shipping, and one of our clients, he is also having logistics. You're welcome.
No more questions? Okay. Our final team tonight is Vincentia. They're building the infrastructure for trusted in-home care, connecting families with vetted care professionals. Here you go, Valentina.
Hello, my name is Valentina, and together with Dennis, we are creating Vincentia, a platform which aims to connect qualified caregivers with seniors and their families. Imagine you're faced with the following situation. You're in your early 20s, finishing college, and have just started your first job. Then suddenly your father gets cancer, and at the same time, both of his parents' health begins to decline rapidly. Your mother is overwhelmed, both you and your brother live an hour away, and your grandparents refuse to go to a nursing home. So you're left with only one option: finding a caregiver. You have barely dipped your toes into adulthood and don't really know how to handle the situation. You ask acquaintances to see if they know someone, you search through social media groups. It all takes a lot of time and effort, and it costs you emotionally as well. While not all situations are this difficult, mine was, and that is why I'm building Vincentia. So our solution is a platform where families can connect with verified caregivers. We start by guiding both of them through a simple onboarding process, which helps us understand their needs, preferences, interests, and personalities. With all this information, our algorithm can create a highly accurate match. Next, both families and caregivers go through a verification process to ensure safety and trust. After verification, caregivers see a list of all available jobs along with the positions that our matching algorithm has decided they're the best fit for. Families see the top 3 recommended caregivers to whom they can connect instantly, or they can post a job and reveal the applicants. Once a family is paired with the caregiver, they hop onto a video call to discuss the arrangement. A representative from Vincentia is also present to facilitate the conversation. While there is some competition, unlike them, we won't be just another marketplace. Our matching system will significantly reduce the time it takes to find a suitable caregiver, while our verification will ensure safety, trust, and quality. In Croatia, the total addressable market is estimated to range between 280 million to 320 million. In the EU, the numbers are even more substantial. Moreover, all that is projected to increase by 25 to 30% by the year 2030. We will obtain early revenue by offering paid access to connect with matched caregivers, while later we will implement a subscription model. This is our team. It consists of Dennis, who is our CEO, me, our CTO, and Ivan, who is our advisor and an active lecturer for caregivers. We are raising 300K to launch in our first market, to onboard verified caregivers, to attract families with real care needs, and to prove that Vincentia can create trusted and repeatable matches in practice. Along with the capital, we are also seeking strategic introductions into care, health, and elder care ecosystems. Thank you for listening.
How do you enter into this market? How do you get the caregivers on board on the platform? Because I noticed I had experience of looking for caregivers, and usually, especially the ones that need to, let's say, stay full-time with somebody, it's extremely hard. And sometimes they are coming from very rural areas, maybe they are not educated enough, like computer literacy and everything. And on top of that, you have those protectors that you need to pay the fee. So there is a lady that positioned herself in a village as the one controlling the others. So how to break into that?
Well, we are currently in the talks with educational centers that educate the caregivers. So our first supply would hopefully come through them. So all of them would have qualifications. Also, we have started Google Ads campaign to attract caregivers, and in the first week we already got 5 signups from caregivers. So I think they are looking for something that is more structured, other than like Facebook groups or pages.
How did you secure that those caregivers are verified? Are you checking them or something like? No, because it's really sensitive.
Yes, we will check their qualifications. They would need to input along with their ID and along with their ID, they will need to input the document of their verification, and we will look from which university it came and ask them if it is legit.
And how to handle the situation, so you have like people that have dementia or different, other problems, and then they can accuse those caregivers that they are stealing, and there's always those kind of problems that happen then in the family. And even though that maybe a caregiver was okay, but the family trusts the person that is sick. So how to handle that, and is this even reflected in the platform? Like the let's say the track record from the previous jobs.
Yeah, well, we will have reviews. So if a caregiver gets bad reviews, of course we will investigate into it. So we will talk with the family, with the caregiver, and hopefully we'll have a psychologist on our team so we can realize what's the truth. And if we think that the caregiver is in the right, we will give them another chance. And if the second time it's bad, they go with one time.
I would assume there's a pretty big demand for caregivers. So what's the need for that to be on the platform versus just taking a job?
Well, for caregivers in the first year, we will give them free access, so they don't have to pay anything, so they can just come. And they can write their profile once, and they don't have to do it all the time in Facebook groups like they do now.
So, if I understood correctly, Croatia is the first market.
Yes.
And what are the revenue plans? What do you think you can in the first year?
Well, in the first year, we are planning to, families will make payments to us to connect with caregivers before the video call. Currently, that is our business model. So we are not taking a cut out of their deal. We are, we have pricing tiers here. So the family will pay 150 euro to connect. Sorry. To have a chance to have 3 video calls with the top 3 recommended caregivers, and if they go through, super. And so I don't know the exact number that.
Okay, round of applause, please. All for the questions? Okay. Thank you. Okay, that wraps up all 11 pitches for tonight. So let's give all of our teams a round of applause. The jury will now take a few minutes to finalize. Sorry. Okay. The jury will now take a few minutes to finalize their scores. I would ask the jury to come meet us in our office. That's on the right here. And for all of you, in the meantime, please grab a drink, stretch your legs. We'll be back at 8.
Please use the comment. Sounds like a comment.
Dobro. Understand, boss?
Okay, guys, I'll ask you for a little bit of attention. The jury has spoken. First, I will announce the top 3 teams selected by Daytona. So the teams that will receive $50,000 in credits for the program, and that teams are gonna be given to Medicare Code, Smart Hospitality, and Whisper. So.
Study.
There's one of the researchers.
And now, the top three teams that will enter our accelerator and will be candidates for an investment of minimum 50,000 euros from our VC fund and Vision. So I'm gonna start with the third place. The third place with the total score of 86 is Project A1. The second place with, it was really tight, the second place with 87 points is Vincentia. And our winner for tonight, with a grand total of 102 points, is Manicure Code. Congratulations to all of the teams tonight. A huge thank you to our jury for their time and to all of you for coming today. That's a wrap on Demo Day 2026. Thank you all for being here once again, and the rest of the evening is yours. Please grab a drink, have some food, and enjoy. Just please go.